I was thinking I had a contemporary from high school that passed away. He's a guy that was 2 years older than me, and I really idolized this guy because he was just so super smooth, silky smooth. I said, I'm going to be just like that guy. And he graduates, becomes a doctor. And I can't truthfully say that I maybe saw him 6 times in what now has to be when he left high school. That would have been 40 years ago. Probably 6 times in 40 years. So he's passed away. So I came up with this because I'm in my 50s, now late 50s, and we have the conversations with my contemporaries from the graduated in the 80s, and we talk about getting together or reconnecting. And I'm not saying that you got to go back to everybody that tormented you in high school, but I mean to those that you had some form of bond with, you may want to reconnect. But amazingly, we do it, and most times we have a funeral program or an obituary in our hands. So we see each other at funeral after funeral, and we say we're going to get together, exchange cards, or exchange what our social media requests, and actually pick up the phone and send your request right there. But honestly, besides social media, we're not going to see each other until the next funeral. So this is a word to the 50 plus crowd. 50 plus crowd, we've seen enough of our classmates pass away to acknowledge that one day it could be us. One day it's gonna be us. While life at most times is a marathon, if there ever has been a time that we should shift to become better sprinters, then that time is now. Your life isn't over. I'm not saying that we're heading for anybody's cemetery necessarily, but neither do we have forever to do what God has called us to do. Let's make our last great run a super one. I have a cousin that he says that he has been a great singles hitter all his life in business. He said, but with his earning window now shrinking, he said every now and then he's got to aim for the fence. Every now and then he's got to aim for a home run because you don't have forever to keep hitting singles. So our earning window, the time it's starting to shrink. The time to make your impact is starting to get smaller. And I'm not saying, I mean, people are living longer most places, but we must be resolute. There's a generation behind us, and behind us, some of us are grandparents now. And the Bible says that a good man and a good woman leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So if there ever was a time to make an impact, that time is now. We're 50. You know better to do better, but you still don't have forever to do it. We're starting to retire. It used to be when 50-year-old people, people from our era got together, we used to ask, where the party at? But now we ask, when are you coming off the job? When are you retiring? When's your daughter having her next baby? When's your first grandchild? When's your next grandchild? Why are you dropping off the grandchildren at the daycare? Look, life has changed. We're transitioning, but we don't have forever. You can't ignore classmate after classmate. You get the call. I mean, we always talked about attendance to class reunions. Now some don't attend because they don't want to. Some don't attend because they can't. So we have to acknowledge that we're getting older, and don't take life so lackadaisical, so carefree, so cavalier. If life has been a marathon, because if you're 50 plus, you've come a long way, David. Maybe some of the stuff that you used to wear, you don't even think about wearing that. Some of the stuff that you used to drive, you don't drive anymore. The places you used to go, you don't go no more. God has blessed you royally. But this marathon doesn't last forever. Your body, your mental acumen are starting to go through transitions. You go to the doctor now, and those visits are a tad bit more serious. So let's become better sprinters. Life isn't over, but we don't have forever to do what God has called us to do. So I'm telling you right now, let's make this last run a great one. Have an awesome day.